New X-Men rumors sound amazing. Holy, by the Den of Nerds.
Crazy. So X-Men
I didn't even pause it, but
reboot film will reportedly. Okay, this one's actually kind of a big deal. It's crazy. So, X-Men reboot film will reportedly release in theaters May 5th, 2028. This is coming from Jeff Snyder, the in-Snyder himself. I'm going to read right from that part of the newsletter because I pay for Jeff Snyder's newsletter. Speaking of X-Men franchise, I'm told that Marvel will soon announce a release date for the new movie from Thunderbolts director Jake Schreier. Right now, Disney is holding
so it really is him.
2028
So the director of Thunderbolts, he really is the director for the next or for the new X-Men movie.
dates for Marvel movies: February 18th, May 5th, and November 10th. And I revealed on today's podcast of the Hot Mic that X-Men will arrive on May 5th. 2028. That'll be the 20th anniversary of the MCU, which launched in May 2008 with Jon Favreau's Iron Man. If Avengers Secret Wars, due in December 2027, is meant to mark the end of this chapter of the MCU, the X-Men movie is supposed to represent a new beginning, and Disney has high hopes for the superhero film, which will introduce the next generation of mutants, okay?
Yo, it's crazy because even though it's been a couple years by now, I still can't believe Disney. Well, it's Marvel, but Disney's the one that bought it. But still, I still can't believe Marvel got the rights to the X-Men back. I still can't believe that sometimes. And the Fantastic Four. Like, we really just had a Fantastic Four movie came out that was by Marvel Studios, not Fox. Marvel Studios. That's crazy.
Now let me give you even more insight and yap about what we know about this, because this does answer a couple of questions. It potentially answers a first and very important question of whether or not
all that's left now is for fucking Sony and Universal to stop fucking around and just sell the Hulk and Spider-Man back to Marvel. Just do it. Just do it.
There will be.
Hey, at least Sony worked out a deal.
An additional Secret Wars movie. Now, right now, there are still plenty of possibilities as far as how this all goes. I think Marvel still technically, and Disney, of course, has dates that they can move around in 2027. But for a long time, there was this question of a Marvel movie that was on the calendar for 2027. It was a summer movie. It was coming out like what would now be 6 months before Secret Wars, which will come out at the end of 2027. And a lot of people thought that could be Doctor Strange 3, Planet Hulk, World War Hulk, Avengers vs. X-Men, Eternity Wars. So many different things that movie could be. Shang-Chi 2. Like, so many people thought, okay, obviously there's a big story here with the multiversal end and Secret Wars and all of that. So we're going to need to tell more of this story. And that's just something we've all thought. Like, I thought for a long time, Doc Strange 3 for sure would need to happen before.
Yeah, bro. I hope we get like a surprise Doctor Strange movie. That's like the bridge from Doomsday into Secret Wars. Just to explain more about what's going on in the multiverse. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, have Doomsday be leading into Secret Wars, but in between Secret Wars and Doomsday, there's a movie that explains, like, it's kind of like a prequel that explains the beginning of the end of the multiverse. Like in Doomsday, we see the end of it, we see the collapse, the complete collapse. But then Doctor Strange's 3 movie is like a prequel. We see the beginning of the end. I'm trying to say, and then it ends with how Doomsday ends, and then Secret Wars starts. You know how? Yeah, that would be dope.
Or Secret Wars. Well, just the other week, there was a report that The Simpsons 2, sequel to the old Simpsons movie, would be releasing in that July 2027 Disney held date, which again was previously thought to be potentially a third Avengers movie. That really threw a lot of cold water on whether or not we would get another Avengers movie. And then a little story popped up, and this came out from a couple of different scoopers, but there was a report that there would be a very important Marvel movie releasing in May of 2028 that would be basically a movie celebrating 20 years of Marvel Studios. Now, when that story broke, a lot of people said, okay, well, that has to be the third Avengers movie. That has to be the secret third Avengers film. That has to be filling in the gaps. That's gonna like be the actual Secret Wars Part 2.
Which movie comes first? Yeah, Doomsday. Yep. Well, now it's Spider-Man, Doomsday, and Secret Wars. That's the order. But we're actually just about the Avengers movie. If you're asking just about the Avengers movie, yeah, Doomsday comes first.
That many people have speculated about for years and years and years. Well, due to this new reporting from Jeff Snyder, it appears that's not the case. It appears this is an X-Men movie, and not just an X-Men movie.
What? Hold on, hold on, hold on.
That has to be the third Avengers movie. That has to be the secret third Avengers film. That has to be filling in the gaps. That's gonna like be the actual Secret Wars Part 2 that many people have speculated about for years and years and years. Well, due to this new reporting from Jeff Snyder, it appears that's not the case. It appears this is an X-Men movie, and not just an X-Men movie. It's the X-Men reboot film. It's what they've been casting for. It's what they've had a writer for over a year. It's the film that Jake Schreier is going to do, the one he's probably prepping for right now. It's a super big deal.
My background, that's what I was talking about earlier. Yay. That looked just so wrong. But yeah.
Now, this is actually really cool for another reason. Okay, another reason. 20-year anniversary of Marvel Studios. Being an X-Men movie is a full circle moment for Kevin Feige.
Yes.
Who started his entire career of producing movies on the Bryan Singer X-Men movie from 2000. It's a full circle moment. And 20 years later from the Marvel Cinematic Universe and Marvel Studios and Iron Man, Kevin will now return to the franchise that he first entered the producing space for. And I think that's just cool.
That's awesome.
But it also should show you how important X-Men is to Kevin Feige. Okay? Obviously, this is something that he's been working on for a long time. I would argue, by the way, chat, do you remember? Oh, this is actually cool. I just thought of this in the moment. And I think there's at least a few of you in chat that are going to really appreciate me bringing up this point. Do you remember all of the stories from back in 2019 and 2020 that said Kevin wasn't going to use the X-Men for like 5 years? And do you remember all of the reporting that like, oh, actually they have a 5-year plan without the X-Men, and then they're eventually going to bring the X-Men in? Well, now, considering what we know now, when you look back to all those stories then, isn't it obvious that the reason Kevin was doing this was because he wanted X-Men to be the 20th anniversary film? And you can even take it further and say that it was probably the case that Kevin knew Secret Wars into X-Men was going to be the big thing for the 20th anniversary of Marvel and for what he wanted to do next,
I can see that. I can see that.
Doesn't this all seem a little bit more understandable now? Fascinating. So anyway, I feel very strongly that this X-Men movie is going to be a very, very big deal for Marvel. And I'm going to take it one step further here, okay? I'm going to take it one step further here. I think this will be the movie that first introduces us to the new MCU, the MCU reset.
Like a new tone, a new everything. That's going to be crazy.
And I would expect that we won't just meet the new X-Men, but we're going to meet potentially the new Iron Man, the new Steve Rogers, the new pick your character. And I think this movie, especially coming out of Secret Wars, is going to be like our first look at what actually happened after Secret Wars, what the new universe actually looks like, and therefore you're double dipping on the draw.
It's exciting. It's exciting.
You see, it's not just X-Men in the MCU. After Battleworld goes away, this movie will be like, what the fuck even is the MCU now? Right? And so you sort of add in all of that intrigue, all of that interest and speculation. I think it's going to be very fun. I think
Yes.
it's going to be
Yes.
very fun, and I'm
Yes.
actually really glad
Yes.
that Schreier is on that. I'm glad that they're taking the time that they are taking to craft it, um, and I think it's going to be a very very big deal. And so to go from Secret Wars, because like a lot of people, I saw some people saying online, right, that oh man, maybe this is too fast. You know, like maybe this is too much. Like to go from Secret Wars right into
No.
X-Men like this
Hell
is maybe
no.
a little bit too crazy. And then if they have a
No.
February movie too,
No.
like that's
No.
really fast too, and that could potentially be Blade or something, right? Um, but I would tell
It is
you,
not too soon.
I think this is a brilliant idea. I think Secret Wars is actually going to be very exciting. Doomsday, there's some question marks, and you could like I could see Doomsday going away where a lot of the audience and the conversation around Doomsday after it comes out is something like, hey, that was cool, but it was held back by the last 3 to 4 years of Marvel and the adherence to all these different characters and stories, right? I could see that being the case. Secret Wars, however, feels very free and open, and I think Secret Wars will be a very big hit. And I think it's going to fly off of the wings of its own ambition. It's going to be so. It is not going to be beholden to what Marvel Studios has done over the past couple of years, right? So I think Secret Wars is going to be a big tonal.
Shift.
I think it's going to be good. To go from that right into X-Men in the new universe is a great plan. And I really think if done correctly, this could be a perfect way to just literally feel like Marvel is not necessarily back, but like this new Marvel is really engaging and people are genuinely really interested. And like we're going to want to see what the X-Men story is, but really what the entire Marvel story is for these next 10 years. That's what they have to do, right? And I can see the pieces. I can sort of see some evidence for like how this was potentially planned years and years and years ago. I'm excited, man. I'm actually thinking that
Yeah.
this could work. And so that's the report, guys. That's the report, and then some speculation added in there. It looks like the 20th anniversary Marvel Cinematic Universe movie will be the X-Men reboot, and I'm actually excited about that. I think that's great. What do you think, chat? Let's see here. John Bo says Gunn will.
I think that's fucking great. And it's not too soon at all, dude. Kevin Feige announced the mutants. Yeah, because that's how he said it. So I'm saying how Kevin Feige said it on stage. He announced the mutants, aka the X-Men, in 2019, bro. So by 2028, it's gonna be 9 years since he's announced anything about X-Men. So come on. Well, it's definitely not gonna be too soon by that time.
Regret.
Oh, and by that time, because he's also talking about how there's gonna be like a new Iron Man, a new Captain America, like pick your character shit, whatever he said. By 2028, I think I'll be ready for a new Iron Man, a new cast of Avengers in general. I think I'll be ready for that. Right now, I'm ready. I'm already almost ready for that. Not just yet, but I think once we get Doomsday and Secret Wars, I'll be ready. Dude, it's been 20 years. By the time it's gonna be 20 years, so it's time. It changes, bro. All good things must come to an end. But this time, but at least it's not even coming to an end. It's just resetting. So yeah,
Not scrapping the dumbass Peacemaker universe in the remake. The fact that Peacemaker Superman 2 makes me way less excited. Yeah, I feel the same. But we're talking about the X-Men now, so thanks, bud. Elijah says with the test about Marvel is trying to spice things up. Tried depression with Thunderbolts, fair. Hard meta commentary with Wonder Man, trying to figure out something that works. So I was wondering what topics you would try. Yeah, I mean, I would say, look, I would say this. Number one, I would say, and I know it's hard. I mean, I think you can actually understand this, but it is kind of hard to just like sit with this point. Thunderbolts is still a movie that was literally brought out on stage in like what 2019. So although it just came out, the problems, Thunderbolts' problems are at the conception level in a lot of ways. And those problems came out of a culture that was prevalent at the company years ago. So what I'm saying is like still valid. I think even Thunderbolts was had a lot of fresh paint, and there were a lot of things about it that I think do show a change. Ultimately, still in its conception, came out of a bad philosophy, right? Now, what would I do? I mean, I would say go back to comics, pick the most exciting and crazy ones, but really, like, what I think you really need is you need a passionate person that's going to tell news stories, that's going to like legitimately cook. Okay. And like what I'm talking about is like in the comics, when you have something like a Jonathan Hickman that makes something like Ultimates, the Ultimates universe, and that resonates with people, and people are like, yo, this is actually like really interesting. And this new twist on an old lemon, people are really enjoying. And oh, a 36-year-old Peter Parker that was never bitten by the spider gets bitten in his mid 30s. That's kind of interesting. I think it's going to take ideas like that. I don't have the ideas. You know what I mean? Like I can sit here and brainstorm them. I'm not going to. But my answer to your question is they need somebody that's going to like cook and come up with great ideas because they love the characters and they're passionate about how those characters come together. But I guess
Random as hell. And for those who care, because Aaron, you probably don't. I wonder who's gonna be the replacement for Kevin Feige whenever that time comes. I wonder who's gonna take his spot whenever that time comes. Who's gonna be the new Kevin Feige? That's gonna be a big ass hole to fill. No, that's not the right word. The right phrase. I don't know. I can't think of the right phrase. I'm honestly just high right now. But that's gonna be yo. That's a huge spot to fill. A huge spot to fill. Kevin Feige. Oh my god. Whoever does, God bless them.
short of that, just use
By the way, Kevin Feige is the president of Marvel Studios. He's the reason why Marvel Studios is Marvel Studios.
the best ones from the comics, which should see like that's a no-brainer because that's actually what happened in the comics was the best rose to the top, the cream rose to the top, and some incredible stories were told over 75 years. So why wouldn't you like look at that, right? So that's my answer. Sasha says DD season 2 connects to brand new day, says the trades. Yeah, obviously, via Punisher. The question is, does it connect more than that? I would say yes. I think Fisk as mayor will still probably play somewhat of a role in the Spider-Man movie. They're saying that maybe Fisk isn't in the movie. Maybe he is though. Maybe they figured it out. I don't know.
By the way, Aaron, if you didn't know, or whoever's watching didn't know, I could be wrong, but I think I'm right. I think I'm like 95% I'm right. 95% sure that I'm right. But yeah, Marvel Studios can't use Kingpin in movies. There's other rules too, but I can't remember them right now. But that's when I remember. Like I said, 95% sure. I'm 90%. I'm 95% sure about that. Sure about that. I don't know why. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Oh, and you can't use. Oh, and Marvel Studios can't use Spider-Man in live action shows. That's why in Daredevil Born Again, when Kingpin is like referencing heroes and characters from Marvel, he says a man in a spider costume. They couldn't even say Spider-Man. So dumb. So dumb. So if Kingpin is in the next Spider movie, awesome. They obviously figured it out. But until then, until that's confirmed, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. That's what I'm saying. Like Sony, at least Sony has a deal with Marvel, but just send it back to sell it to Marvel. Sell it back to Marvel. Obviously, they know what the fuck they're doing. I'm trying to say. Anyways,
Marvel should take place in the 90s, solves the Magneto problem. Yeah, there's a. That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. Yeah.
that'd be crazy. Then the new reset is in the 90s.
Yes,
That'd be wild.
yes. What else do you think about these X-Men here? I wish for all the slop from Phase 4 never released. We went straight into Fantastic Four and X-Men. Yep. Same.
Aaron, you still here?
Same.
Or anybody?
Same. Mahershala was perfect for Blade. But now he's almost starting to age out. Oh, no! Well, Blade is technically hundreds of years old, isn't he? Because Sony gonna Sony, Marvel gonna Marvel. Oh, no! New X-Men will be shown at the end of Secret Wars after Reed, and
That
maybe, yeah, maybe even sooner. Wouldn't that be interesting? Yeah. I wish, but there was contracts deals. Wait, what? Do you think that once the reset happens, it'll just revert the Prime Universe before Kang and everything would just be normal? I think that's what they're going to
mm,
say it is, but so actually, no. I actually don't think that's what it is. I think it's like as it's going to take like the canon we know from the Infinity Saga and like wedge it with that old canon. I actually think that's going to be a key distinction because remember, they don't want to reboot. They're calling it a reset. And from what I understand, like they will kill off some characters and maybe they'll
that's why I keep saying reset too. That's not re.
recast some characters, but they're going to keep a lot of the same events. So like the Battle of New York happened, Sokovia happened, the blip happened. Like I think all of these things happen.
Because a reboot is like a complete over. Like even the storylines are like retcon. I mean, not retcon, just rebooted. They erased. Reset is more like hold up. Reset is more like a soft reset. I'm trying to say storylines that happened in the first 15 years of Marvel, they still happened. They just happened a little different. I'm trying to say some things are retconned. Some some characters are there, some characters are not there now. Like shit like that. So yeah, it's gonna be like that. It's not gonna be a full reboot where everything is erased.
Happened. Some things didn't happen though, you know? And it'll be interesting to see like how do they navigate that?
Oh,
But that
but the main thing about the reset is that one of the biggest changes is gonna be that some main characters like Iron Man, Captain America, they're gonna be recasted, which is it's cool. It's cool. I like that. I like that, man. Like I said, by 2028, dude, it's gonna be 20 years. 20 years since Marvel happened. It's okay,
that's my understanding of it.
personally.
Did y'all see Blade get bodied in Marvel Zombies? No, I didn't watch it. Do you think James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender in Doomsday?
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch
I
the shit
don't think
either. I
so.
heard it was
No.
good though. Well, I didn't watch it.
Who do you think will be
Well,
in the
hold up, let me not lie. I watched it, but like reactions to it.
rebooted X-Men roster? I think it's going to be pretty classic, man. You know, I think you'll have a Gambit. I think you'll have Cyclops, Jean, maybe Kitty Pryde,
The reason why I
Emma.
said I heard it was good because when I was watching the reactions out of the way, I wasn't really paying attention. It's just not my art style, bro. I was already tired of What If, and mainly because of the art style. Secondly, because of the stories. The What Ifs, they just got worse. Um, but yeah, it just wasn't my animation. That style was not for me.
Cross Colossus. I actually don't think Wolverine's going to be a big part of it because he's going to
I hope he's not. Believe it or not, I hope he's not. Save that for later. Wolverine had the spotlight for. He still has the spotlight. Hugh Jackman still has the fucking spotlight. So like, have him there, but have him as kind of like a background character. And I'm trying to say like, don't make him front and center. The X Men isn't just Wolverine. Which one? What? What do you mean, bro?
be maybe doing some Alpha Flight stuff. So yeah, those ones. Beast, maybe, you know, like the X-Men 97 crew, basically.
Literally.
The real test for Marvel will not be the soft reset, but the departure of Feige. That will certainly be
That's what I was saying. Oh, what if? And Marvel Zombies. I didn't like that animation style.
a test.
Wasn't for
Absolutely. I
me.
agree with that. Yeah.
But anyways, that's what I was saying, bro. I wonder who's gonna take his job. I mean, that's not really what I was saying, but what they're saying is like that's gonna be the real testament if Marvel Studios can continue their reign and continue their success when Kevin Feige's not at the head. That's gonna be the real testament.
Okay, but when can we talk about SW? What's SW? Secret Wars? Is that what? Is that what you're talking about? What you talking about, brother? Hey, brother, what you talking about, huh? I think this is huge news, actually. I think this is a super big deal.
Yeah, it is. Hell yeah.
Star Wars? We'll talk about Star Wars on Monday for Nerd Theory. I love that word, nincompoop. That's a funny word, man. I should call you guys nincompoops.
Don't call me that. I don't know what that means.
Nincompoops. What character send-offs are you hoping for in the next two movies?
Before he says it. Not really Iron Man, but the X-Men. Specifically, who? In general, the Fox River X-Men. Give them a beautiful send-off. Iron Man had his, Cap had his. They can still have like their own little shit, but don't make them. You know how Iron Man and Cap and Black Widows and a couple of characters were like the main thing, the main big send-offs for Endgame and Infinity War. For Doomsday and Secret Wars, make that X-Men. All right, I'm about to read the shit right now, Aaron. I like the animation. I just said. See, yeah, bro. I watched the first episode. That shit did not hold back at all. That shit just went through. That shit just flew by. So yeah, I don't blame you.
Character send-offs. Haven't really thought about that.
The
I mean, I
X-Men.
guess Loki probably get an official send-off probably.
He doesn't need one to be honest. He had one.
Maybe Steve Rogers, like that version of Steve Rogers.
Nope. I'm
I don't
satisfied
know.
with his send off from that game. Like I said, they can have like the
Miss
little
Marvel.
shits, but
I don't even want Miss Marvel to get a send-off. I don't even think Miss Marvel deserves to have a send-off. You know what I mean? So no, I don't.
so now they do I, but for different reasons. My reason is because we just got her. It won't. It's not gonna feel like it's not gonna break my heart. To be honest with you, I'm gonna feel sad if I see that, but it's gonna be more like, damn, we just got her. I'm trying to say that's my reason.
I don't need that.
Give it a book. I just don't think he likes her, the character, in Marvel Studios or in general. I don't know, but that's what I got.
Black Panther 3 gets released February, according to Jeff as well. Oh, that could make sense. You know what else? Black Panther 3 is actually a really brilliant movie to do the reboot through as well. That could be really interesting.
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know about it being a reboot. I think it's the X-Men, but I think that could also be not Doctor Strange. That could be another bridge between. Excuse me. That could be another bridge between Doomsday and Secret Wars. Like if it's not Doctor Strange, it could be Black Panther 3.
Hey, that's not a bad lineup too, especially if we have an actual male T'Challa, Black Panther into X-Men. That's a strong start to 2028, man.
Oh yeah. By the way, I'm talking as if this 2020 movie was coming out in between. So like if it wasn't coming out 2028. So yeah.
They could get back on track. They could get back on track with that, yeah. Phase 7 predictions. I mean, I think they're going cosmic. I think they're gonna go maybe Annihilus. Yeah. Could introduce Charles via video call with T'Challa, maybe. Storm in Black Panther 3, probably, yeah. Although I heard Ryan Reynolds wants Storm. I heard Ryan Reynolds wants the new MCU Storm in the next Deadpool thing.
Why? Why Deadpool? That's kind of weird. Not really, because it is X-Men, but I don't know why. That
Duncan
tone.
Egg trailer was dope. What'd you guys think of that Duncan Egg trailer? All right, well, I guess let's end the X-Men bit here and then let's talk a little bit about Duncan Egg, okay? Let's.
All right. So for those on YouTube, appreciate you watching. Hopefully, I'm a little more entertaining than the last two videos, if I uploaded those. So yeah, like, subscribe, comment. That's what I forgot to say in the other in the last video when I was signing off. That's what I wanted to say. I said like, subscribe. I didn't say comment. So yeah, okay. I have to remember his comment. Just like, subscribe, comment. All right. So yeah. So that's new X-Men, new MCU X-Men rumors. But yeah, deuces. Like, subscribe, comment. Appreciate you.